let's talk about money. How are we going to achieve a house that is completely paid off by the time I'm 30? After I quit my job in November, I cashed out portions of my 401k slowly. So I had a pretty nice 401k that I had built up over time, and I had decided what I was going to do is cash out the portion of my 401k that would equal my income for the year. So I cashed that out November and December to meet our income and keep the status quo going. And then we decided in January, we're just going to sell the house. Yeah, sold the house, got the Connex, purchased the trailer that we're living in, put the house up on the market. House was up on the market for 3 days. So yeah, house sold in 3 days. So then we started moving real quick. So then right after that, we got the trailer, we got it parked, we moved into it, we finished up everything we had to finish up. And then, so from the point where we decided we were going to sell our house was maybe January, middle of January, maybe February-ish, and like beginning of February to April 1st, we completely flipped our lives and sold the house. The house sold April 1st. It's now March 6th or 7th. Our walk-away money was $146,000. That was a month ago. So in a month, we have spent $82,000. Now that sounds like a lot, but I'll walk you through kind of how that money has gone, where it's gone to, and what we have accomplished with that. Land clearing. So this is machinery. This is chopping down the trees, moving the trees, getting the machines here, all that stuff. That we got at a very, very, very discounted rate of $2,000. $2,000 is all it costs to level the land. And the reason why is we cut down all of our own trees. My father-in-law owns an excavation business and lent us a couple pieces of equipment that he's not using at the time. And then we had to rent a skid steer. So the skid steer rental for 1 weekend cost us $1,000. It was supposed to be less than that, but we ran over 8 hours, and I just said, screw it, we have the machine, let's just pay the money and we'll get everything done. So it cost us $1,000. So $2,000, $1,000 of that is skid steer, the other $1,000 of that is fuel, grease, maintenance, all this other kind of stuff that goes along with having equipment. I got the land surveyed for $500 because we had some like flags in the trees and we couldn't find this back property corner, and I didn't want to start clearing land and make some big decisions without having solid survey lines. So it was $500. Really nice guy. Resolute Land Surveying, if anyone is going to be surveying in the like Matsuboro area of Alaska. Resolute Land Surveying. His name is Owen. He's a great guy. Really good. He gave me a little bit of a discount because I helped him out. We walked through the woods together and I put stakes and stuff. So the next big thing we did was the well. So we put the well in. So the well and pump cost was $5,800. That was, a company came out, dug the well, put it in, put the pump in. Then an additional $200 for the well line to go from the well into the house, into the crawl space. So $6,000 total for the well and the water getting to the house. Which you guys saw in I think it was the second video, maybe the first, I can't remember. We put in our own pitless adapter and ran the water line ourselves, all that. So that's, again, we helped out, we saved money. So it's kind of going to be a theme as we go here. Remote pedestal, so the electric pedestal, which we built in one of the episodes, was $2,000 total. So that's lumber, that's components, that's the box, and that's the direct burial cable to get into the house. I got the direct burial cable at a discount because I wanted 100 feet and it was 96 feet or 94 feet. So they gave me 15% off. That's going to bite me in the butt because that cable is probably not going to be long enough to reach up through the floor and get into a box. So we're probably going to have to splice it, put it together, and then get it further into the house. So saving money can bite you if you don't do your math right. That's my bad. I didn't do my math right. I didn't account for the down and the up. I was just going distance. So make sure when you think about like your cables and your well line and stuff, think about the going down and the going up, because that's also distance. Dumpster, $500 for the dumpster. That's for the month. They drop it off. It's an 18-yard dumpster. Drop it off. They'll come pick it up in a month, and I can call them. You know, if we get to that point and it's a couple days away and them coming to pick it up, I can call them and say, hey, just dump it and bring it back for another month, and that's another $500 plus the dump fee, which is like $200. But okay, let's talk about foundation, insulation, and waterproofing. So you saw in one of the episodes we put that blue skin waterproofing, the zip tape, and the insulation around the foundation. So that in total cost us about $2,000, and that does include the insulation that went in between the floor joists and the rim board along the crawl space. And that insulation we had purchased before for the camper because we had to go through February and March in the camper, so we had to insulate, skirt it. It's about $2,000. Next, the foundation itself. So the foundation itself, for a company to come in and build it, cost us $11,000. So that's a little bit more than I had expected at the time, but the reason why is when we dug out the hole for the foundation, we over excavated. So we dug too far. So we had two options. We could either backfill and compact, which was an option and we could have done it. But my concern with that was where we had dug to, we had extremely hard ground. I mean, that was like, it's like concrete down there. And that's good. You want to build your foundation on extremely hard ground so it doesn't move, especially in an earthquake zone. You don't want silt or sand or clay. You want hard ground. So we could have backfilled and compacted with the turtle compactor, but there's that chance that you build the foundation and then it doesn't hold up over time. So I decided rather than backfill, we were going to add a Corsa block. So the crawl space is actually 48 inches high, and then an additional, in between the joists, an additional 12 inches. So it's 60 inches tall in between the floor joists down there, which is good for storage, and it's good for working in. So I don't regret doing that. It does suck that we had to pay a little bit more, but in the end, I paid $1,500 more for a much better storage solution in the future. All right, that was our first big one. So let's get into the really, really big cost so far. The lumber package. So the lumber package costs us in total $34,000. That's all of the lumber. That's everything from bottom to top. That's the floor joists, the walls, the OSB, the anchor bolts, and the nuts to go on the mud plate, everything. That's everything I could think of. I put it all into one package and I bought it. So $34,000 is a lot of money, but that's going to build us a shell of a home that's 1,500 square feet, which is pretty awesome. That's pretty great when you think about it. And then we don't have any labor cost because we're doing it all ourselves, as you guys are going to continue to watch, I hope, and have seen. Let's talk about siding and roofing. So we decided to go with metal siding and roofing for a couple reasons. One, it's a pretty budget-friendly option, and two, it will stand the test of time. Metal roof, especially, so we went with the snap lock metal roofing, which is it's a zero permeations metal roof. So basically, you guys will see, I'm sure, in a future video, but basically the way it works is you put down your roof piece, and all the fasteners go along this edge, and then you snap the next piece over that, so that all of your fasteners and all those permeations, those holes you just put in your roof, are covered by metal. So it's a completely zero permeation roof, so it should last. They say it lasts 100 years. We'll see. Well, I won't see. Somebody will see, but hopefully it lasts me my whole entire life and I never have to touch the roof. That's the hope. Couple of issues with metal roof is like they're not super duper like durable. I mean, it's metal, but it's not like super thick metal. So, you know, if you get like a really bad hailstorm, it'll dent it up really good. Or, you know, if a tree falls into your roof, it's not going to do anything to stop that tree. But we cut all the trees down, so there's no trees falling down. Anyway, so we went with that. It was a little bit more expensive, but I think it'll be good. And then for metal siding, we just went with all of their metal siding was pretty much the same price, so we just went with one that we liked. And that cost us $11,000. Next, windows. So windows, we got a lot of windows in this house. I think total we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 windows in the house. We want a lot of natural light. Majority of our windows are at the front of the house, which is south facing, so when that sun comes down, it'll beam through the windows that way. So $6,000 for the windows. Doors. So doors, we were gonna go with some really nice looking doors, but the cost was just too much. So we just decided we're gonna get some doors from Lowe's and Home Depot or whatever, and if we want to, we can replace those in the future. So we got a French door for the back door, for the patio door, and then we just got 2 off-the-shelf doors, one for up there and one for the front. It was $2,000 total, and $1,000 of that is the patio door. So it was $2,000. Other things we purchased already. So we purchased the hot water heater, the pressure tank, and the expansion tank. We purchased those early because we wanted to put the hot water heater in the crawl space before we put the floor on and sealed it all up, just because we could lift it with the machine and put it down there, because that thing weighs almost 200 pounds and it's a lot easier than trying to like shimmy it down into a hole. And we are going to put our water heater in the crawl space and then pump it up because we have all that room, so why not use it? And then I also just budgeted $2,000 to this point. We spent about $2,000 on miscellaneous things: gloves, tools, fasteners, nails, random little things. You know, I had to go to Home Depot last night and buy metal banding for the walls, because we're going to put up a big 25-foot wall, so it's got to have metal bands that crisscross, you know. So it's just little random things that come up that you have to buy. So our total so far is $82,000. So we spent $82,000 in 30 days, which is crazy. It's crazy. But that $82,000 has got us all of the material we need to get the complete shell of the house done. Completely done, sealed in. And from there, you know, it's all internals. It's electric, plumbing, heating are going to be our 3 big main expenses. Insulation, drywall, right in after that. And then, you know, the most expensive internal is going to be the kitchen. Our kitchen is really big, which is what we wanted. We wanted a big kitchen so that we could entertain friends and hang out with people and, you know, all of that. So, but that is going to cost us some money. So we'll see about that when we get there. But yeah, that's our finances. That's where we're at. So we have, so technically we have $60,000 left, but we decided that we were going to pay off all of our credit cards so that we didn't have any credit card debt. We just bit the bullet, paid it off. So that's minus $20,000. So really we have like $42,000 left, and it's going to be tight. There's going to be a lot of sacrifices that have to be made. I think realistically, we're probably going to have to move into the house and, you know, maybe not finish the front bedroom, maybe not finish the front bathroom, maybe finish those later, you know, when I start working again and I got a job and all that. But in a few months, we have taken our debt from $150,000 in this house, plus the credit cards, to almost zero. I mean, our debt is, right now we have one credit card with $10,000 on it, but it's 0% interest. So we're just going to pay it off before the interest hits. It's 0% interest for another like 14 months. So we got 14 months to pay that off. So not too worried about that. But yeah, it is possible. It is possible, but it takes a lot of hard work, and you got to do a lot of the work yourself. That's it. That's your finances. That's your finance episode. If you guys want more specifics, if you want, you know, I don't know, cost breakdowns of like to the dollar of what a 2x6 costs or what things cost, let me know in the comments. I will do my best to oblige. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next big episode, which we're going to be putting up some big walls. We got some really big walls going up, so that'll be exciting. And we'll see you guys there. Thanks. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.